Hey, we're back. How is everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. So, I just want to give an insight to this YouTube video, or also known as a big waste of time. Basically, um, you'll see, basically what I did was that I tried to find this web which removes curses on pickaxes. Not on pickaxes, any curse regardless. It's just the curse that I want to remove is on my pickaxe. You know? So, yeah, and I just go to find these like sea temples because I remember in the first episode that I went past the sea temple. So this video I explore it and get the stuff necessary to craft the web. It's not the same recipe of when I played Cisco's, so I thought like I had enough stuff, but you know, it's fine. And I think I went into this cave for diamonds. So that's pretty much the background. Okay, off to this video. I want to talk about starting the gym, okay? Arguably one of the biggest transitions in my life, I think. I don't know how my life would be different with the gym. I'm going to keep it real, you know? Last video we talked about confidence, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think I talked about everything that needed to be mentioned. If there's something that made me feel more confident in, not even appearance-wise, but like vocally and just how I am, I kind of think that the gym helped me out significantly. It's a really crude way of thinking that since now you have a better physique, you're now able to present yourself better. It does, keep in mind, it's a give and take. You're gonna put in a lot of time at the gym. I've been going to the gym for a year, and now I have a physique where I'm quite happy and satisfied with. But, you know, it did take a year for me to make, you know? So, it's a give and take. You go through the efforts, you eat well, you have to go to suffer at the gym, get sore muscles regularly, and you gotta go consistently every week, 3 to 4 times a week, and then you'll see progress slowly but surely, you know? But, I'm gonna be honest. I started the gym on and off at the start. So I remember I would be first year sixth form. I would be how old was I first year sixth form? I think I was around 16. And this school would have this like little gym in their gymnasium. Barely had anything, had a barely functional bench and an adjustable bench. You know those, so there's a bench press and the 2 adjustable benches, and there was like barely any like set weight dumbbells, so you have to set the weight of the dumbbells yourself so you could do actually workouts. There was like 2 treadmills. It was a really small gym, but nevertheless it was my first ever gym, and it kind of ignited something in me because I knew some people in my friend group who did go to the gym quite consistently, and I kind of looked up to them. It was quite cool, in my opinion, that they were going to the gym and giving it their all, you know? So, I started the gym at a gym which was close to where the post-secondary was. Now, the thing is that I lived far from where I used to go post-secondary. It would be like an hour and a half bus ride to go from to and fro, you know? So, after school, I would go to the gym, and then I would get home by like 6 p.m. So it was a really big investment. I was quite happy with it. It actually made me feel like I was doing something with my life and not like wasting time. Because the way how I reasoned it out of going to the gym was that if I don't start now, what would I be doing better instead of spending the time at the gym, you know? And when I was thinking about it, those 2 to 3 hours where I would be like home earlier, what would I do? What? Do a bit of homework, and then after homework, what? Study a bit? Sure. I'm still gonna study even though I go to the gym, but what am I gonna do other than the stuff which I usually already do? I'm gonna game. I'm gonna play games, watch YouTube, talk to my friends, you know? So, with that way of thinking, I kind of realized that maybe I can spend a little bit of time at the gym, you know? So that's how I started. For me to start, it took a lot out of me, okay? The hardest thing, without a doubt, of the gym is starting. The first day going to that place. A lot of thoughts go into your head when that happens, you know? My thing was that, as I mentioned before, I hated hurting people's feelings. And I hate hurting people's emotions, you know? So, if I were to go to this gym and put up the wrong form, maybe aggravate some person, I was just really nervous of that, It's like I wanted to be really good etiquette. For example, I didn't know that you need to bring a towel to the gym. Okay, I remember going to the school gym and not bringing a towel and thinking that that was fine and normal. And when I went to a gym, the owner kind of slimed me a bit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The guy is a cool guy. It's just this unk, okay, who's like had the gym for like a really long time. It's actually named after him. So like the guy was really cool. He would like tell us to like stay away from steroids and stuff. I really respect the guy. He was really cool. But he was like, be mindful and respectful of the people who are using the equipment after you. Please put back all the equipment from where you found it. And please, please, please bring a towel. Because no one wants to sit instead of your sweaty bro. And yeah, and I started the first day. It was kind of dreadful because you don't know where all the equipment is. You set like a gym routine that you have in mind, so then you're gonna be flustered into finding the other stuff. And I had this like kicking myself mentality of if I ask for a certain equipment and I look like I am very inexperienced, then what gives me the qualification to ask a guy who doesn't know me where the thing is, and put him as an inconvenience. So that's how we kind of thought about it. And it kind of made me sad. But then after time and time again of spending more and more time at the gym, I just got used to it. It would just become part of my routine, something that I would do. Is that now I have something that I feel like I'm changing, and I'm feeling quite glad for. I made a 3-month membership. That was like my first gym exposure. The 3-month membership, and yeah, I was going to it regularly. But then exams hit. Did I say it was first year? No, it was second. The second year was actually the first time I actually went to that gym, and I kind of quit. Okay, there's not a big reason to why I quit. So there's a half yearlies and a yearlies. The yearlies is the most important one, but I'm studious and a nerd, so like anything regarding exams is really really important to me. So when the gym membership expired in December, I just stopped going because December. Exams are in February. I shouldn't really be spending time at the gym and instead going directly home studying. Because keep in mind, I would be going back home 3 times or 4 times a week at 6 p.m. So I'd barely have time to like study. And if I did study, it would be me taking like a lot of time and staying up late because then I'd have to relax. So it wasn't worth it. So then I spent from December till the end of the exams, because as soon as the half yearlies finished, I still continued not going to the gym, and kept on studying for the big meal, the yearlies, the A levels, the intermediate exams, which actually define whether you go to university or not. Whew. It is also quite important to note that this was also the period where I quit tennis and started running, because as I said, being in your room constantly studying, it just like made my head feels like, oh my god, it's so boring. So I needed to do something to cool off and feel like I'm doing productive physically. So I started running. I didn't go to the gym, but I was running instead. And then I remember as soon as the A levels finished, it was 1st June, and I instantly started the gym. I was like, balls to the wall. I'm gonna start the gym and get a good physique so that I would be at least presentable, Because I was just skinny. I mean, skinny, fat, same thing. So I started the gym. It was 1st June. Now it's the 3rd of July, so now I've been going to the gym for a whole year and a month. Dang! So, yeah, I started going to the gym, and as I said, it's a new gym because now I chose a gym which is close to where I live for a month. Let me tell you why for a month. Because then in July I would have started an internship. So I'd rather want to go to a gym near the internship. So as soon as I finish off work, I would just go directly to the gym, and then after the gym go home. optimizing my time as much as possible, you know? So, that is the plan, and I did it. I went to the gym for a whole month at that gym close to my place. It wasn't the best gym, but it wasn't bad either. I was quite glad that I went. But yeah, I paid for a month, and then this happened. Early that year, the government mentioned that they were giving like these 6 month schemes to youths who are interested in going to the gym. This was to like decrease obesity and like increase activity, yada yada yada. I don't care. I'm getting a free gym membership, you know. And I remember that it hadn't released yet since June, and it officially started mid-June. So I was like, okay, well, I already bought a membership. Might as well use it until like I don't have much time left, you know. So I finished the membership for a whole month, and I got a new one. In Malta, it's called Best Gyms. Basically, you have access to a gym, but that membership has access to all the gyms in the country. So, which were 8 back then, now it's 10. So a lot of gyms, you know, for just for free 6 months, you have the membership, we ball. But to compete with other gyms, because there were gyms offering better products, like I know there's one which gave you a full year's worth of gym, you know. So to compete, they gave us an extra month. So I basically had 7 months for free from July. So yeah, and from that point on, I just continued going consistently, and I started making friends who also went to the gym, who also wanted to use their membership, and everything was smooth sailing. And I continued going. The first time will always be the hardest part. After you start, going and constantly going will be easier because you know where the equipment is, you know who you're gonna see, you know the people there. I mean, the people don't really matter. Like, they can look, but oftentimes when people look at you, they're just more careful for you because keep in mind you are lugging around heavy weight. That even though you're carrying a 10 kilo dumbbell, it doesn't seem like it's much holding it with one hand, but at the end of the day, if you drop that on your phone or your head, it'll just become mush, you know? So people just like watch you just to be careful and probably even like compare you to themselves and like actually praise you, you know? Like, there are many times where someone would either correct my form or like tell me that I'm doing a good job, which is like actually helped me mentally a lot going to the gym because then I was like looking forward to go. Yeah, but I remember that a friend of mine started going to the gym with me. That was his first day, and he wanted to do it with someone. So that after that first day goes by, then things after will be easier, and that's what I recommend. If you're interested in going to the gym and you don't have the confidence to because you are afraid that you're gonna offend someone, the best thing you could do is have a friend of yours go to that gym with them, and yeah, experience the first day with them so that you'll know the layout of the gym, you have a routine in mind, and it'll not be so bad because at the end of the day you're just hanging out with your friend, you know? So it's quite nice. The gym has really made a huge change in my life. Now, I don't want to admit it, but I feel like it is the case where people will treat you differently based on the physique you've got. It's a shame how life is like that, but it's the truth. People don't really look at you for who you are personality-wise. They first look at your exterior. And I'm also a culprit to this fact that if I see someone with a good physique, then I'd respect them more with someone who doesn't. Especially in a country where gym is free. Because to me, that gives me like the aspect of wow, you really had the opportunity to go, didn't choose to go, and rather be lazy. You know, that's how it was in my perspective. You know. By the way, in this clip, I found my other pigeon. I gotta cut this out in the first episode because there was like a good 10 minutes of me, you know, trying to look for this guy and I just couldn't find him. So that's why you see a saddle on him because off camera in the first episode, I tamed one already, but I lost him and I got the other one. By the way, just a little bit of tidbit. You're never gonna see him again because I kind of like tried using him to find a thumbnail spot, but then I ended up dying, suffocating because he was kept on following me into the cave and just died. So Yeah, it was a short-lived happiness, but when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, it's here. You know, it was kind of gas. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. So yeah, that's it for talking about the gym, and now we're gonna talk about how I did running. As for running, is it's quite underwhelming. I hit the most craziest leg day on Wednesday, and I was like, okay, so I did on Wednesday, so it should be fine. That by Friday, then my legs will be better, and I can do a 10K. My legs didn't get better. It still hurt like a lot, but yeah. Before I continue talking about running, though, I would like to show you this. Like, this whole video is a waste of time because of this, as you can see. It's 30 levels. And I was like, well, I can't have that. And I need to, like, enchant my gear. So instead, so now I have it. I think I actually use it later. But yeah, it is a huge waste of time, but like, I still use it in the future, so it's fine. Anyways, as for running, I didn't run on Friday, and Saturday it's still hurting. And then Sunday I went swimming with my dad, and at night I ran, but it was really really hard. Like my hamstrings were so sore, and my quads are like tough as nails. So it was pretty dreadful. Like I did the 10K in like 1 hour and 10 minutes, so it wasn't the best time. Hopefully I can improve this week. But oh well. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Love life. Bye bye.